Hello people, I'm back with another video to review my progress. I have been a bit inconsistent with the upload schedule and I just can't fix that at the moment. My days are getting so busy with puppy stuff, then getting tired or just wanting some downtime. So I've been finding it hard to focus on learning or drawing while trying to keep one eye on what Haru's doing or putting in her mouth because everything's food to nowadays. But good news is we are slowly working out our routines but I can't promise I'll be able to upload regularly at least for a while. But we will get there. I've also had to put my bigger projects on hold for a bit, but as I'm sitting here, I am really itching to spend some quality blocks of time on it and present it to the world, but I'm just not there yet. So I'll do my best to make small steps to that goal as well. And well, last week I said I wanted to work on figures, drapery and hands. I managed one of the three subjects, so that's what we will look at today. So the first few drawings are quite simple explorations and just trying to study how different parts of the hand make the hand look like a hand. You will see I make plenty of mistakes along the way. And I used reference for all of these that I'm showing you this week. The fingers on this one were too short, so I attempted to correct myself in pen. So this ends up being quite a common theme in a lot of these drawings. I think the hand lacks mass where it meets the wrist on this one. I might have to review where the thumb fits in in that position as well. I find when I study something, the first few drawings aren't too bad, kind of like beginner's luck, but only because I'm concentrating so hard. If you would see me, you'd probably see steam coming out of my ears, but usually by the second or third day, all the flaws become visible. And it's frustrating because I know I don't have the ability to fix them just yet, and that I think comes down to knowledge of the subject and practice to reinforce that knowledge. So these first few hand poses are probably the easier ones to handle and draw. And foreshortening is an issue that comes up often because unless you're drawing hands flat, they curve, bend and twist in all different ways. Even this one has a little foreshortening as the hand is directed away from the viewer. So I probably made the fingers a little too long in this instance. And that's something to watch out for, the tendency to lengthen things too much when they're foreshortened. And this was the next day, 2 pages, and trying to make observations and corrections as I see them. I wanted to try drawing the form, and while I think I made some of them look 3D instead of flat, they are still a long way from being accurate. But I'm still having trouble with the finger length and placement. So that's I think is the hardest part about drawing the hands, for me at least. So then I started exploring how I could shade them with pencil to help me see what's going on. I'm trying really hard to overlook what my brain is telling me I'm seeing to see what's actually there. It's weird. You can see what you can see, but the brain makes up so much of it that sometimes you're not actually seeing things accurately. It's just, I don't know, it's weird. It's just already in your head, but it's not right. Anyway, I'm stepping up the difficulty a bit now, attempting to draw 2 hands together. It was actually really, really hard. I found getting both hands the same size incredibly difficult, and I think I forgot about what goes on in the hand while I'm focusing on trying to replicate the reference, which is fine for now, I guess. It's just something I don't want to have to rely on later. I'd like to be able to draw from memory instead of always having to have the exact reference in front of me, if that makes sense. This one, I remember having trouble with this, and I had to stop partway through to try and figure out why it was so difficult. So I did a sketch below to feel out how the direction of the forms, as there is some foreshortening in the top hand. And then I had to correct myself the best I could in pen on my little study, but oh well. The main problem is every time I try to correct my mistakes, I'm making the fingers bigger on one hand and making it look stupid. And that top hand was the hardest, but I still think progress was made. A couple of days later, after a bit of a break, I did this sketch. It has foreshortening with the hands and a few of the fingers that gave me a bit of trouble. Again, my brain is trying to fill in the blanks when I don't want it to, and it just wasn't doing a good enough job. I have to keep trying to see what's there with my eyes and use my brain to understand how the forms work instead. And that seems to be a really hard switch to make. But I do like the sketch. I think it came out nice. I thought I was getting somewhere, but then there is this. Oh boy, this gave me so much grief. In the end, I still don't think I got the fingers in the top hand right. I did have a reference, and that still didn't help me where the fingers meet the hand. The knuckles in the reference weren't really easily visible to me for some reason, and I messed up the subtle shading for the tendons in the way that this hand was posed. But oh well, next. And this is the last one to go over, and it's okay. As you can probably see, I had trouble with the sizing again on both hands. Also had trouble with the bottom fingers. For some reason, I don't know why, I just couldn't get the angles of them right. I erased and redrew them so many times. I think what I need to do now is go back over my notes and do more anatomical and form studies to remind me of how things connect and reinforce those forms. Just reinforce everything, I guess. So that's it. Thanks for taking a look with me. I'll do more of these before I move on to something else, I think. I do think there is more for me to learn before I feel even remotely comfortable drawing hands. I enjoy the pencil shading again after using charcoal for a fair bit there. I like how I can get a more subtle differences in the pencil shades. And if you're studying as well, I hope you made some progress too. As long as you keep drawing, things will improve eventually. We just have to not give up. As long as we have a pencil, we can keep going. So see you next time, whenever that will be, hopefully sooner than later. Bye.